think the most surprising to come out this weekend was Meryl Streep. So she and her longtime husband, Don Gummer, they've been married for 45 years. And news broke this weekend that they've actually been separated.
Meryl Streep, the Queen of Hollywood, has captivated audiences for decades with her talent, grace, and seemingly perfect personal life. But behind closed doors, a shocking event shattered her marriage in an instant. After decades together, something so unexpected, so devastating happened that Meryl had no choice but to walk away. What could have caused the legendary actress to end it all so abruptly? The truth behind her sudden divorce will leave you absolutely stunned. Stay tuned because this story is far more shocking than anyone imagined. Meryl Streep and Don Gummer's relationship was a rarity in Hollywood, a love story that withstood the test of time, shielded from the ever-watchful eyes of the public. Despite the immense scrutiny that often comes with fame, they managed to cultivate a bond built on mutual respect, understanding, and an unshakable foundation. Meryl, an icon in the film industry, and Don, a highly regarded sculptor, balanced their worlds with remarkable ease, never allowing their respective careers to overshadow their connection. Unlike many celebrity couples who struggle under the pressures of the spotlight, they mastered the art of keeping their private lives just that, private. For over 4 decades, their union appeared to be a symbol of enduring love in an industry notorious for fleeting relationships. Their secret? A shared commitment to maintaining their sense of normalcy. Meryl and Don chose to live life away from the relentless glare of Hollywood, opting for quiet moments together rather than extravagant displays. Theirs was a partnership that thrived in the absence of public drama, making them one of the rare few in the entertainment world to achieve such longevity without constant speculation. Navigating life together was not without its challenges. Raising 4 children while pursuing demanding careers required unwavering dedication and sacrifice. Meryl's ascent to becoming one of the most celebrated actresses of all time meant countless hours on film sets, award ceremonies, and promotional tours. Yet, even as she earned numerous Academy Awards and accolades, she never allowed success to define her marriage. She often spoke about how love and family were her true anchors, emphasizing that beyond the glitz and glamour, it was Don and their children who kept her grounded. While Meryl took center stage in Hollywood, Don quietly built his legacy in the world of art. His sculptures graced prestigious galleries and public spaces, a testament to his undeniable talent. But unlike many in the entertainment industry, he never sought the limelight. His discretion only added to the strength of their relationship, allowing them to create a sanctuary away from the chaos of fame. Their ability to respect each other's individuality while remaining deeply connected was what set them apart from so many others in their position. Through life's inevitable highs and lows, Meryl and Don's bond remained seemingly unshaken. Whether celebrating milestones or facing personal struggles, they did so together, away from the prying eyes of the media. Their love story, marked by devotion rather than grand gestures, served as a quiet but powerful reminder that true love does not need to be flaunted to be real. In 2019, they reached an incredible milestone, 40 years of marriage. In a world where celebrity unions often crumble in the face of external pressures, their longevity was nothing short of extraordinary. They had cultivated a rare kind of privacy, a protective barrier that allowed them to experience the joys and tribulations of marriage without the weight of public expectations. But even the strongest of foundations can be shaken. Despite their seemingly unbreakable bond, whispers of change began to emerge, hinting at a shift no one saw coming. And then, without warning, everything took a turn. A quiet separation. What could have possibly led to this unexpected decision after decades of unwavering devotion? Stay tuned as we uncover the shocking truth behind Meryl Streep and Don Gummer's quiet parting and the hidden details that changed everything. For years, the world believed Meryl Streep and Don Gummer had one of Hollywood's most enduring marriages, strong, private, and untouched by the turbulence that often comes with fame. But while their public image remained unchanged, something was shifting behind the scenes. Their relationship had been quietly evolving, and unbeknownst to many, their separation had been in motion long before the world found out. Unlike the dramatic and messy breakups that often dominate the headlines, Meryl and Don chose a different path, a slow, quiet drifting apart handled with grace and respect. Their split wasn't the result of a sudden argument or a scandalous revelation. Instead, it was a gradual change, an unspoken understanding that their bond, though strong, had transformed into something different. They had built a life together, raised a family, and supported each other's careers, but over time, they grew apart in a way that neither of them could ignore. Rather than force a public spectacle or allow outside pressures to dictate their choices, they kept their decision to separate deeply personal, away from the relentless eyes of the media. Despite no longer being romantically involved, Meryl and Don maintained a deep respect for one another. Their history, their shared experiences, and the life they had built together remained significant, shaping the way they navigated this transition. For years, their relationship had been more about genuine connection than public appearances, and when the time came to part ways, they did so with the same discretion that had defined their marriage. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding their separation was Meryl's choice to continue wearing her wedding ring long after their split. For many, this was a perplexing detail. Was it a sign that reconciliation was on the horizon? Was it a quiet tribute to the life they had built together? Or was it simply a deeply personal decision that had nothing to do with public perception? Speculation grew as Meryl continued to appear at high-profile events with her wedding band still in place. In 2023, when she attended the Princess of Asturias Awards in Spain, fans and the media alike took notice. Her ring was still on her finger. This only fueled the curiosity surrounding her relationship with Don. Had they truly separated, or was there more to the story than what was being revealed? The speculation continued for months until finally, an official confirmation arrived. Meryl's representative publicly acknowledged what had been quietly unfolding for years: she and Don had indeed separated. However, the statement made one thing clear: despite their decision to go their separate ways, their bond remained strong, built on decades of mutual love and admiration. The timing of this revelation added another layer of complexity to the story. The announcement came just weeks after the couple had celebrated what would have been their 45th wedding anniversary, a milestone that under different circumstances would have been a moment of joy and reflection. But behind the scenes, Meryl and Don were already on separate paths, privately marking the end of their romantic journey even as the public still saw them as a united pair. Their decision to part ways was not a failure but an evolution, a recognition that even the longest-lasting relationships change with time. They had chosen to handle this transition in the same way they had approached their marriage, with dignity, privacy, and a commitment to staying true to themselves. Unlike the explosive celebrity breakups that often make headlines, theirs was a quiet separation, one rooted in mutual understanding rather than bitterness. But what truly led to this decision? Was it simply a case of two people growing apart, or was there an unseen force that reshaped their relationship with fame and family? One of the most fascinating aspects of Meryl Streep and Don Gummer's marriage was how they managed to balance her immense fame with their family life. Meryl, widely regarded as one of the greatest actresses of all time, built a career filled with accolades, including 3 Academy Awards and countless nominations. Yet, despite the demands of her profession, she always made one thing clear: her family came first. The challenge of maintaining a long-lasting relationship while navigating the relentless pressures of Hollywood was no small feat. In a candid 2002 interview with Vogue, Meryl spoke about the complexities of marriage, humorously stating that the key to success was goodwill, a willingness to bend, and knowing when to keep quiet. She admitted that there was no perfect guidebook for raising a family while pursuing an intense career, describing it as an ongoing negotiation where sacrifices were inevitable. Meryl often spoke of her deep need to balance both worlds. Acting gave her purpose, but her family gave her life meaning. Her 4 children, Henry, Mamie, Grace, and Louisa, were the foundation of her personal world. While she acknowledged that motherhood was the hardest role she had ever taken on, she never hesitated to embrace it. Unlike acting, which brought applause and recognition, raising children offered no trophies, no standing ovations. Yet for Meryl, it was far more rewarding than any Hollywood achievement. But as much as she cherished both, the demands of her career inevitably took a toll. Unlike Meryl, Don Gummer worked in a much quieter, more private world. As a successful sculptor, his art was displayed in prominent galleries, but it never carried the same overwhelming public attention that followed Meryl. While she was traveling the world for film shoots, attending award ceremonies, and engaging in rigorous promotional tours, Don's career kept him in a different sphere, one far removed from red carpets and flashing cameras. Over the years, Meryl and Don made countless compromises, constantly adjusting to the changing dynamics of their relationship. Meryl often mentioned that their marriage worked because they understood that sacrifices were necessary. But even the strongest of bonds can be tested when one partner's career demands so much time, energy, and devotion. The ever-growing distance between their professional lives may have, over time, contributed to a gradual emotional gap between them. For decades, they defied the odds, weathering the challenges that fame, family, and time placed before them. Their love was never about grand gestures for the public eye, it was built on something much deeper. Even as the strains of Hollywood life continued to mount, their shared devotion to their children and the respect they held for one another never wavered. But what happens when even the deepest love struggles under the weight of time and circumstance? How long can a marriage endure when one life is constantly pulled into the spotlight while the other remains in the shadows? Perhaps the real challenge wasn't just maintaining a marriage, but surviving the pressure of Hollywood. Meryl Streep and Don Gummer's marriage spanned over 4 decades, a remarkable achievement in Hollywood, where relationships are often fleeting. Through the many stages of Meryl's legendary career, they faced the unique challenges that come with life in the spotlight. As her fame skyrocketed, so did the pressures that accompanied it. She became one of the most celebrated actresses of her time, winning multiple awards, including 3 Oscars, and earning a permanent place among Hollywood's elite. But with every award, every red carpet event, and every headline, the weight of public life grew heavier. Unlike many celebrity couples who thrive on public attention, Meryl and Don made it a point to keep their private life exactly that, private. They were rarely photographed together, and when they did appear in public, it was always in a reserved, understated manner. There were no flashy displays of affection, no dramatic declarations of love in interviews. Instead, their relationship remained a quiet constant, shielded from the media frenzy that so often consumes high-profile marriages. Meryl, in particular, took great lengths to protect her family from the relentless gaze of the press, ensuring that her personal life was never turned into tabloid fodder. One of the most poignant moments in their relationship played out on one of the biggest stages in the world, the Oscars. When Meryl won the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2012 for her role in The Iron Lady, she took a moment during her acceptance speech to publicly acknowledge Don with a heartfelt sincerity that resonated with millions. She said, "First, I'm going to thank Don because when you thank your husband at the end of the speech, they play him out with the music, and I want him to know that everything I value most in our lives, you've given me." It was a rare glimpse into the depth of their bond, a moment that showcased the appreciation and gratitude she felt for the man who had stood by her side through the years. In an industry where relationships often falter under the strain of fame, it was a touching tribute to the strength of their partnership. But as time passes, even the most enduring relationships can be tested by forces that no one sees coming. Balancing a high-profile career with a personal life is never easy, and for Meryl, the struggle between her public and private worlds only grew more complicated. The constant media exposure, the unrelenting demands of Hollywood, and the challenge of maintaining a family life all created pressures that could not be ignored. While Meryl continued to keep her matters out of the spotlight, signs of change began to emerge. Slowly, quietly, a shift was taking place, one that had been happening behind closed doors for years. When their separation was finally confirmed, it left many with more questions than answers. Had the pressures of fame finally driven a wedge between them? Was it the challenge of juggling a life split between 2 vastly different worlds? Or was it simply the natural evolution of a relationship after so many years together? Their love story had withstood so much, but something had changed. And to truly understand the depth of Meryl's journey, one must look even further back, to the very beginning. Before Don. Before the fame. Before the Hollywood spotlight. There was someone else, a love that shaped her, a loss that left an indelible mark on her heart. Could it be that, in some way, the shadow of John Cazale never faded? Meryl Streep's marriage to Don Gummer was one of Hollywood's rare long-lasting love stories, built on mutual respect, deep affection, and a shared commitment to family. But beneath the surface of their seemingly unshakable bond, there was always the lingering shadow of a love lost too soon. Soon, the love she shared with John Cazale wasn't just someone from Meryl's past, he was a defining figure in her life, a love that left a permanent mark on her heart. Their relationship was intense, deeply emotional, and tragically cut short when John passed away from lung cancer in 1978. Losing him at such a young age was devastating, and it was a loss that Meryl never truly left behind. Even as she moved forward, building a life with Don, the echoes of her time with John remained. Meryl has never shied away from speaking about what John meant to her. In interviews, she has described their relationship as a mix of warmth and sorrow, always honoring the love they shared. She has spoken about the way John shaped her, influenced her outlook on life, and helped her understand love in its most profound form. For her, John wasn't just a partner, he was someone who changed her in ways that no one else ever could. While Don Gummer was undoubtedly a loving and supportive husband, it's impossible to ignore the fact that John's presence still lingered in Meryl's heart. Did that past love subtly shape her marriage to Don? Was a part of her still holding on to the grief of losing John even as she built a future with someone else? These are questions that only Meryl herself can answer. But one thing remains clear, the love she had for John didn't simply disappear after his death. It remained in some form, quietly influencing the course of her life. Throughout her decades-long marriage to Don, there was an undeniable emotional complexity beneath the surface. The human heart is not so easily divided, it doesn't simply replace one love with another. Instead, love leaves traces, lingering in the depths of one's soul, shaping the way we move forward. Did Meryl find a way to balance those emotions, or was she always living with the quiet weight of what was lost? Even in her happiest moments with Don, John's memory was likely still there, a soft, unspoken presence in the background of her life. The love she had for John didn't negate the love she built with Don, but it may have complicated it. Could it be that her unresolved grief, her longing for what once was, played a silent role in the trajectory of her marriage? Did the past cast a shadow on the present in ways she never fully addressed? Meryl's story is not just one of love and loss but of resilience, of carrying forward while still holding on to the past. As her life evolved and her marriage with Don endured its tests, one can't help but wonder what's next. Embracing new paths, honoring an enduring bond, the announcement of Meryl Streep and Don Gummer's separation marks a pivotal moment in their lives. But what stands out most is the grace with which they've handled this transition. Unlike many high-profile splits filled with drama, theirs has been a quiet, respectful parting. Both Meryl and Don have made it clear that there is no bitterness between them, just a deep understanding that their paths have diverged. Their mutual decision reflects a mature, thoughtful approach, emphasizing their enduring affection rather than conflict. Despite the end of their marriage, Meryl and Don continue to hold great respect for each other. They spent decades together, building a life that was deeply intertwined, and though their romantic relationship has changed, the care they share remains steadfast. In interviews, both have spoken with warmth about their time together, making it evident that their separation is not a reflection of resentment but rather a natural evolution. Theirs is a rare example of a separation where love remains intact, just in a different form. For Meryl, this new chapter comes as she remains deeply committed to her craft. Known for her unparalleled versatility, she recently captivated audiences in the acclaimed series Only Murders in the Building, once again proving why she is one of the most revered actresses of her generation. Her ability to step into any role with depth and authenticity has cemented her as an icon in Hollywood. And despite personal changes, her passion for storytelling continues to burn as brightly as ever. She has never been one to slow down, and even now, she continues to choose projects that challenge and inspire, reaffirming her status as one of the most sought-after talents in the industry. Meryl's work has always been more than just a career, it's a reflection of her artistic spirit, a way of expressing the complexities of human emotion. Whether through film, television, or theater, she has consistently brought characters to life with nuance and brilliance. As she navigates this new phase of her personal life, her professional journey remains as dynamic as ever. Fans can expect more unforgettable performances from her in the years ahead as she continues to push creative boundaries with the same dedication that has defined her career. On the other hand, Don Gummer has long preferred a life away from the spotlight. While Meryl's career has kept her in the public eye, Don has spent years focusing on his passion for sculpting, allowing his art to speak for itself. His work, known for its minimalist elegance and thoughtful composition, has been showcased in esteemed galleries, earning him a respected place in the art world. Even now, following their separation, Don maintains the quiet, reflective lifestyle that has always suited him. Unlike Meryl, who thrives in the ever-shifting landscape of Hollywood, Don finds fulfillment in creation rather than recognition. His artistic vision remains his priority, and he continues to pour himself into his sculptures, shaping his narrative through form and structure rather than words. His preference for privacy has remained unchanged, and as he moves forward, it is clear that his dedication to his craft will only deepen. While Meryl and Don are no longer a couple, the bond they have built over the years is unshakable. More than just former spouses, they are co-parents, partners in a shared history, and individuals who have spent a lifetime supporting each other. Their 4 children remain a central part of their connection, serving as a lasting reminder of the life they built together. Family has always been an important anchor for them both, and despite the shifts in their relationship, that foundation remains unwavering. Their ability to move forward with kindness and understanding is a testament to the depth of their relationship. Rather than being defined by their separation, they continue to embody a rare kind of mutual respect that extends beyond marriage. Their story is one of growth, evolution, and the recognition that love does not always have to be bound by convention to endure. As Meryl and Don step into the next phase of their journeys, it's clear that they are each embracing life in ways that feel authentic to them. Meryl continues to bring characters to life with unmatched brilliance, while Don remains immersed in his world of sculpting, crafting pieces that reflect his vision. Though their paths have diverged, they have done so with an admirable level of grace, proving that endings don't always have to be filled with heartbreak. They can be new beginnings, shaped by respect and understanding. What do you think about their separation? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.